Welcome everyone, friends and furs of all species. I'm Dayzee Hyena, and welcome back to another episode of Night Angels with Scaly Wings. This time, we're hopefully gonna wrap up the Anna line and see if there's any more side characters that we can help. So let's dive on in.
Dayzee, please come with me.
What's going on? You sound serious.
The chief will explain everything once we arrive.
Okay. Oh, this is the one, during our original Let's Play, Anna dies. Did we mess up?
Hey Chief, Dayzee is here.
Thanks, Sebastian. You can deal with this situation from here while I talk to Dayzee, alright?
Of course.
Dayzee, I've got really bad news.
Well, what is it?
You know Anna, right?
Oh no, did we mess up? I've met her, yes.
How about her assistant?
I met him once or twice. Oh, this is different.
Well, that's him.
Oh. Oh. Oh no.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Let's just get this over with. Bryce nodded. So, I remember our date last time we talked about Anna about not working so late. Is that the reason that she isn't dead in this timeline? Because we told her not to stay late. She wasn't there late. Boom! Her, Damon got killed and not Anna.
And here's some more bad news. The blood found on the first victim in town matches the DNA evidence found on the second victim at the power facility. Furthermore, the murder weapon and method appear to be the same across all three victims, and that's going to be a big problem for you.
Why is that?
Because with these three murders, Reza now qualifies as a serial killer. We won't be able to keep this whole thing quiet for much longer. Higher authorities, including the ministry in charge of your whole visit, will know about this soon. I have no idea what would happen once they do.
I'm not sure what to say to that. Oh, are the lines on Bryce's neck the scars from Miles? I thought those were just shadows. Now I think that's his... Okay. That's cool.
I don't want to worry you, but we can be sure that action will be taken soon. I've been considering this possibility for a while, and think it might be best if you went back to your own world for now. This way, we can take action before the ministry does, and before this all becomes public. If we wait, we don't know what they'll do or how the public will react. With everything going on, it's too dangerous for you to stay here.
No.
No.
This would be the worst possible time for me to leave. We've given up our PDAs and hardly have anything to show for it. We are owed several more generators, and let's not forget Reza is still missing. If I leave now, the only thing I will return home with is my life. I'll have lost everything else. We need those generators, Bryce, and I have no idea if your authorities will continue to uphold our deal or what they'll do to Reza, but I'm not leaving until this is over.
If that is your decision, so be it.
Yeah, Dayzee. Lauren, right?
Yep.
Did you get a chance to think about what I told you the last time? Don't worry, I didn't lose your number. They kept me pretty busy, so I don't have much free time.
Well, if anything changes, gives me a call.
I will.
I got to go now, so take care.
You too. It should be the right place. Hey Dayzee, I didn't even call you about the test yet. Too bad do I owe the honor. I have a few questions about the murder of your colleague. Is that so? Why do you go around asking questions like that? Is this a matter of human interest? Actually, yes, you could say so. Interesting. What is in it for me? Hey, I already agreed to your test. I'm not sure what else I can offer you. Besides, I'm working with the police, so your cooperation would be greatly appreciated. Oh, you're working for the police. Now you really have my attention. I want to see where you're going with this. So, by all means, go ahead. What happened the last time you saw him alive? Yeah, I saw them yesterday evening. There was some test I needed to run overnight, so instead of staying late to set them up, I had Damien do it. That's what colleagues are for, right? What happened when you found him? I might have left early yesterday, but I made up for it by coming in early today, before anyone else. That's why I was the one to find him. I was on my way to my office when I saw him lying in the middle of the hallway in a puddle of his own blood. What was your relationship? We were colleagues, nothing more. I heard that you didn't particularly like him. Yeah, but that's not unusual. I don't like most people. He really didn't like me, though. Why's that? He was jealous of my success, and it showed. You seem very calm for someone whose colleague was just murdered. People die every day. It's a simple fact of life. Besides, I don't see you crying about him either. I didn't know him that well, so it's not like it's someone I actually cared about died. Damn, cold-blooded. The world stops spinning for no one, life goes on, and for me that means being without an assistant for a while. That's all. That'll be all. Thank you, Anna. My pleasure. Time to head back. Before deciding my next move, I returned to the apartment for a moment of rest. A small piece of paper had been slipped under my door while I was gone. Don't go to the portal, was all it said. I considered the possibility of a hidden message, but that was unlikely. The statement was blunt and quickly scrawled. Okay, last time we went to the portal, so this time I'm not gonna go. Someone clearly didn't want me to go to the portal, but why would I go there in the first place? As it was out of order right now, such an action would serve no purpose. I looked outside the window at the portal's faint silhouette in the distance. The paper rustled between my fingers as I fidgeted with it, wondering about the message sender and significance. My train of thought was violently interrupted by a sharp burst of gunfire echoing from the portal. I had to think fast. The gunshots ensured Reza's involvement. He was at the portal. The question was why. If this was his attempt to flee back to the human world, he would receive a rather unpleasant surprise the moment he would try to use the portal. Or maybe Sebastian's theory was correct and Reza held the part needed to repair the portal, in which case escape could be imminent. The gunshots themselves were another question. Was someone trying to stop him? The police patrol may have seen him and he may have been taken by surprise. This could be another murder in progress. But all of his murders were committed with a sharp weapon before now, not a gun. He didn't want to be heard. Besides, it was only early evening, the town was still bustling. If Reza wanted to stay hidden, he was doing a rather poor job at it. Of course, there was also the possibility that he wanted to be heard, but who would he want to attract? The police? Maverick? It could easily be a trap for those hunting them, and that technically included me, though I wasn't sure if he knew of my involvement in the investigation. It was also a very real possibility that he knew the apartment was close enough to the portal to hear a gunshot. Could it be a signal for me? Regardless, the words I held in my hand were unmistakable. Do not go to the portal. What should I do? I'm gonna stay inside and call the police this time. Ultimately, I trusted the mysterious message. Remy's list of phone numbers given to me when he brought to this apartment in the first place provided to be a valuable tool. I dialed the emergency line and was greeted with a calm voice asking about my emergency. The gravity of the situation was understood and I was advised to stay inside until further notice. A team was dispatched to deal with the situation while I waited. From my window, I tried to catch a glimpse of what was going on with the portal, but I couldn't see much. The dark night was fast approaching. About an hour later, I was informed the team had searched the perimeter, though no trace of Reza was found. I was given the go-ahead to continue with my investigation, but I was free to stay where I was if I felt unsafe. Visit the store. Oh, it's her again.
You mixed up the prescription again. Then I can't help you. I can't refill this one. We're just about to close, so you'll have to bring the right one tomorrow. Hello, Dayzee. How can I help you? I'm actually about to close here, so please make it quick.
I'm here on behalf of the police. I was hoping you could answer a few questions.
I see, but I don't mind as long as you make it quick. I have to leave for my other job soon.
Wow, they have a horrible economy there too, huh?
Vera, what are you still doing here? I already told you you have to come to work tomorrow. Here, have a lolly on the house. I guess she doesn't want it.
What's the deal with her?
I'm not sure what's up with her lately. This isn't the first time this has happened. One time the doctor forgot to issue a new prescription. Another time she brings me inspired one instead of a new one. She isn't exactly the brightest, but this is unusual even for her. So what did you want to know?
I am going to follow Vara. Actually, excuse me. Sorry, but we'll have to do this another time.
If you say so.
Luckily, she hadn't gone too far, so I followed her from a distance. Minutes passed as we walked through the streets, weaving through an unfamiliar part of town. The young dragon looked small and lonely on the empty road. Before long, we passed the village border, yet she pressed on and stepped into the forest. I turned back to gaze at the village on the far horizon, and instant the dragon was gone. I rushed to the spot where I had last seen her and found the entrance to a cave on the hillside. When I peered inside, I saw Vera alongside a much larger orange dragon. The small dragon filled a bowl with a thick fluid and placed it in front of the other. Oh, this is the place where we got the message from the administrator. She placed her hands on the large dragon's chin. Gently, she lifted its huge muzzle and guided it towards the bowl, but when she released it, the dragon's head slumped and fell into liquid. The bowl tumbled sideways and spilled its contents across the cave floor. Aww, is that her mom? I realized then that other than what Vera had done, the orange dragon hadn't moved at all since I arrived. Is she dead?
How did you even find out about this?
Oh, she is dead. I could tell something was wrong, so I followed her.
I see. Oh, good job, Dayzee.
What's going to happen to her now?
She'll be sent to the orphanage. The background check determined that she had a father, but the two haven't seen each other in years.
Can't you locate him?
We did. Reza's second victim,
The maintenance guy. Fuck! Reza, you piece of shit!
that was him.
I see. How did it even get this far?
I don't know, but we'll certainly look into it. Some just fall through the cracks of the system. Being out here on their own probably didn't help.
Do many of your people live outside of the town like this?
Well, some do it on principles, others do it because they have no choice. Houses and apartments can be expensive, and it's not unusual for us to use natural environments as our homes. Alright, I think we're done here for now. Don't forget to stop by the department later.
I won't. Stalker. Oh, come on! Phew, it's getting late. I better head to the police station now. Do I have everything? Alright, let's see what Sebastian will say to this.
There you are, Dayzee.
It seems to me like you've taken a liking to Bryce's chair.
Maybe I could get used to this. Don't tell Bryce, though. By the way, good job calling the police when you heard Reza. Too bad he got away again. But maybe a witness will come forward and we'll find out what happened. Now let's take a look at what you've got for me. A witness report from Anna is good. Nothing new to us, but it's nice to have her statement in writing. You did great today, Dayzee. The police department is glad to have you on our side. You saved that little girl. As far as I'm concerned, nothing else you could have done would have mattered as much. Good job, Dayzee.
I do what I can. Oh, Vera, I feel so bad.
I know, and your help is greatly appreciated, believe me, since we're so short-staffed right now. Can I adopt her? That'll be all for today. I'll contact you if we need anything.
Of course.
See you next time.
See you. Looks like there's some their messages on the answering machine. Let's see. It's payday, Dayzee. The tests are all ready, the machines are ready, the lab is free, the only thing needed to get this party started, and that would be you. So you better bring your body to me or else I'll have to come get it myself, in which case I won't be able to guarantee your safety. I hope you aren't afraid of needles. She's going all out, isn't she? Meet with Anna. There you are. I was wondering if you'd even show up. I wouldn't miss an opportunity to meet you. A glutton for punishment, huh? Not that I mind. Follow me, please. So what exactly is this room? It's our testing room for research on live subjects. And what exactly do you test here? You'll see soon enough. I intend to use this facility to its fullest potential. I see. Let's start with this one. What's that? I can get a good look at your bone structure, muscle groups, and organs with this. For the finer detail, we'll need a different machine. Would you please lie down here? Of course. Before I start, can I ask about your qualifications? You can trust me, I'm a doctor. What kind of doctor? Well, a doctor of pharmacy is the only title I currently hold, but I know how to operate this machinery. That does not exactly inspire confidence. You think I'd let an opportunity like this go to waste because I'm not doing my research? I'll have you know that I'm very qualified to perform these tests. If you say so. Now please try not to move too much while this is running. How long will that be? Good question. I suppose we'll see soon enough. What do we do now? Just wait until it's over? What do you want me to do? Dance so you don't get bored? What does a dancing dragon look like anyway? Is that your scientific curiosity shining through? I can approve of that. You didn't answer my question. Well, I'm not going to show you if you're that curious. You might find the answer in the seedier parts of town. Dragon strippers, yes! Your town has seedy parts? There's lots you haven't seen yet. You know, when I heard that something happened at the facility, I thought it might have been you. It's quite something, isn't it? You know, if I had stayed late as I used to, it might have been me instead of Damien. And it's only because you told me not to stay late so often that I wasn't there that night. Still, somebody died. I'm not crying over that bastard. Alright, you can move again. Does that mean I'm done? That's a good one. We're just getting started. What about the results? Don't hold your breath. It'll be processing for some time, and the result data may be so vast that it'll probably end up studying it for days. Let's collect some samples now. Where shall I start? What kind of samples? Wherever you like. Show me your claws. That would be fingernails in my case. I suppose you're right. It would be insulting to call these thin little things of yours claws. They'd probably break off before you can make use of them in any practical way. Just one more way nature gave us the short end of the stick. So, which part would be fine for me to cut off? Take a piece from the white part. The rest you see is attached to the finger. Hold still then. Don't cut off too much. Don't worry, I'll need enough to put under the microscope. There, was that so bad? Do you want me to put a bandage on your little boo-boo? Whatever. I guess with the right training I can make something out of you after all. What now? Now it'll go right under the microscope. She got up and sat down at a table. Intently, Anna stared at the device while messing around with the nail clipping. Let's see. Putting your fingernail under a microscope is something we used to do in middle school. Quiet, please. There's a scientist at work here. Okay. This structure looks a lot like keratin. That's because it is. Well, that's not so much of a surprise, really. keratin is a substance that forms the claws on us dragons and most of the animals here, at least as far as mammals, reptiles, and birds are concerned. So why would you retain the structure but not do anything useful with it is beyond me. It gets better, they grow continuously, so they need to be cut regularly. What happens if you don't cut them? They just keep growing. How much can they keep growing? Pretty much indefinitely. Yeah, I've seen a picture of like this old man with nails that went down from his hands to the floor. It was disgusting. I'll show y'all a picture if I can find it. Do they get thicker at least? Or what else happens when they grow? They just get longer. What a hassle. So how long are you planning on keeping me here? Getting impatient already. I'm just saying, our date didn't take all that long, and you mentioned you'll already have days worth of data from that machine. Well, we never specified any times, and I set on no date until it was officially over. This will certainly go by much quicker if you can show a little patience. Says the Queen of Complaining. I didn't complain, I just point out errors. Besides, I'm an empress, not just a queen. By the way, how do you feel about needles? Go ahead and poke me if you need to. I see, I'll make the most of it then. You'll need to remove some layers for the next part. What are you going to do? These are just some electrodes. I'll also measure your brain activity with one of those helmets. Alright. There you go. What is it now? Nothing. If you say so. This will also take a while. I want to have a good reference and see how your rates change. Your head shape is a little different from ours, but I think this one should do the trick. Perfect, just as if it was made for you. Not so sure of that. By the way, how can you even be sure that your machinery will have no adverse effects on me? I suppose I can't. That's mildly unsettling. Your physiology is similar enough to ours that there shouldn't be any problems. I see. Now I'm going to ask you a few questions. What is this, a polygraph test? No, this is something completely different. I'm also measuring your brain activity here. Besides, I don't really care about the truthfulness of your answers. Rather, this is to establish your natural heights and lows of the values I'm measuring. Go ahead then. Let's start with the easy ones. Just say no to the following 3 questions. It doesn't matter if they're true or not. Understood? No. I set myself up for this one, didn't I? Yeah, you kinda did. The questions start now. Are you human? No. I see. Is your favorite color cyan? No. Interesting. Have you ever been convicted of any crime? These seem personal questions, okay? No. I see. Now we'll get to the real part. You can start answering the following questions however you like. Got it. Did it make you uneasy when you had to answer all the questions negatively? No. I see. Interesting. Have you taken a liking to anyone since you arrived? Yes. I see. Do you have any ulterior motives when you came to our world? Those are as simple as we are led to believe. No ulterior motives. I see. That's all for this test. You can take off the helmet. I'll take care of the electrodes. Kinda seems like an interrogation. I wanted to keep it simple by asking questions that could get a reaction. I see. It's kind of a shame because in the end, a lack of additional subjects for this test means their results might not be very useful to us. We'll probably need a few more humans. Why do them in the first place? The data is still useful, just not as useful as it could be. And besides, I did tell you I'd make the most of this room. Well, what's next? I'm not sure yet. Do I want to get close enough to examine your musca and orifices? Hold on now. If we're doing cavity searches, like, you're gonna have to get me a drink. Sure, yes. Is that what you're into? Good to know. Ha! We quarantined Reza when he initially arrived, but skipped the procedure with you. After examining Reza, we didn't think humans by themselves posed any danger. Nevertheless, who knows what kind of illness and bacteria you might be housing as an alternative host. I'm not taking that risk without a full protective suit. Does that mean your procedures are going to get a lot more invasive? No, I'm not in the mood to put on the suit and sterilize the whole room. To be fair, I haven't heard of anyone I've been in contact with getting any strange diseases thus far. Sure, but then I'd have to ask if any of those actually got close enough to you. As in intimately close. Have we banged any dragons? Lord knows I'm trying. No orifices examinations then? For the next part, we'll actually have to go outside. That sounds like fun. Depends. Here, strap this to your arm. What's this? A handheld monitor. I want to measure how you perform during exercise. Yes, ma'am. That's a good little human. Let's go then, shall we? Sure thing. And now? Take one lap around the block. I'll be waiting for you here. You can go as fast or slow as you want, but try not to stop until you're back here. I'll be monitoring you, so I'll know if you try anything fishy. No need to point out the obvious. You wouldn't believe the kinds of people I have to deal with sometimes. I could say the same thing. Is that so? Anyway, you can start whenever. The monitor should take care of the rest. Trying for a constant speed, I started with the light jog. Soon I was outside the gate and around the corner when I met an unexpected surprise. Hi, Dayzee. Hey, Remy, long time no see. Indeed, just enjoying the fresh air, I see. Yeah. You know, if you ever want to come by and visit the library or need to know anything, feel free to ask me. Oh, well, thanks. My pleasure. Afterwards, I finished my lap around the block, arriving only a few minutes after I'd started. I suppose it was too much to ask for a lap without any breaks. Maybe I shouldn't have expected you to be as fit as we are. I got distracted on the way. How so? Did you stop and smell some flowers? I met Remy. Remy, oh, I wouldn't mind if that bastard kicked the bucket too. What do you have against him? He's such a self-righteous do-gooder who can't help but stick his nose where it doesn't belong. I don't care what he does as long as it doesn't mess with me, but he does mess with me, so I do care. Anyway, I've got your data so we can head back inside if you're not too exhausted to walk. Of course. Anyway, looking at your data, it's kind of hard to evaluate it without having any reference points. How much exercise do you usually get? None. I say, you sure get to ask me a lot of questions here. All just part of the test. Though I think those were all the tests I needed to run on you today. Does that mean we're done here? Oh, some of the data from the scanning machine has been processed. We can look at some pretty pictures for you. Why don't you print them and have them framed? Oh, but it's still sell the prints I could make bank doing not. I bet you could. Thanks for the idea. Wouldn't I deserve royalties from that? Sorry, no such written agreement exists. Alright, I totally forgot that you are a mammal. To encounter an intelligent mammal of all things, well, reasonably intelligent at the very least. Damn, why are you like this? Why is that so surprising? You already have your myths about humans. Miss or miss, having you here in the flesh is an entirely different thing. It's not like I could use myths to get a scan like this one. It just seems so funny to me. Do you nurse your young from your teats as well? Hold on, bitch. Yes, technically, but these are mine. We do. Let me study your muscle groups for a bit. Do you want me to take off my clothes again? I meant the pictures. Oh, I see. You can stay for a bit longer in case I have any questions. Okay. While I continued sitting on the bed, she went up to her table and started looking at the scans of muscle groups. As we talked, her eyes never left the screen. Some of these structures are very similar to those found on Damien's kind. I'm not surprised, his stature is similar enough. True, now shut up and let me concentrate. Does that approach ever work? What are you talking about? You being that rude to everyone. Sorry. You apologize, that's a new one. I don't want to make any excuses, but with a high-pressure job like mine, I don't really get to go out and socialize much. Add some deteriorating circumstances to that and you get my life. Don't you have any friends? Not really. If you keep skipping grades like I did, and we're on the fast track in university, you wouldn't really have time to make or keep any friends either. I think the last time I had a real friend was more than a decade ago. What happened to that friend? Well, we went to the same class for a while. I ended up skipping a grade after that year. She found new friends, I didn't. We still met, but those visits became less and less frequent as time went on. I was around 10 years old when her parents prompted me to visit her. She was in the hospital. Apparently she had been for some time already. I don't know, because I hadn't seen her in quite a while at that point. She had contracted some sort of degenerate disease that caused her to gradually lose control of her muscles. Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Her case was particularly bad. She was already paralyzed from the neck down by the time I went to visit her. When I entered the room, I couldn't even pretend to be her friend. Lying in bed was a crude image of her former self. It was as if she was already dead. I couldn't bear to see her like that. It scared me. I didn't stay long. Seeing her like that was... I told myself I never wanted to end up like her, dying slowly, painfully, and alone. Is that why you became a doctor? That was the last time I saw her. She died a few weeks later. And that's why you became a scientist? Not really, I became a scientist because that's apparently what I'm good at. It doesn't make my work any less important, though. Just from what we did here today, we might make a few breakthroughs in several areas. Really? You are a completely different, yet stable evolutionary line. There are some things that are similar in our bodies, and other things that are completely different. Anything that is different and works can tell us something new about biology. While the various species have their own challenges and diseases, it'll come in handy somewhere for sure. And you're doing all of that because you're pure, unselfish heart. Not really, but if I do the brunt of the work, then I deserve to have my name on it. I guess so. Well, I think that's it for today. You can go if you like. I wouldn't mind staying for a bit longer. Really? Well, I want to study those pictures some more, and I can't really have you around if I do anything serious. But maybe some other time. Really? Because you're so insistent, I might as well. Okay. You know how busy I am, but I'll call you if I'd like. You know how busy I am, but I'll call you if you'd like. Sure. If I don't forget, that is. Well, I'll leave you to work then. That was nice. I mean, kinda. Looks like I have some free time.
Hey, Dayzee.
And right on the minute, you show up every day like clockwork.
Clocks are reliable, and reliable is good in this line of work. I think you can guess why I'm here.
Is it Reza again? What happened this time?
The chief will explain everything once we get there. Let's not keep him waiting, shall we? If anything, with you there, we might be able to convince him to give up, or we could act like we intend to trade you for the eggs if he tries to use them as a bargaining chip.
You're not really going to use me as ransom, right?
We'll see about that.
I suppose if it's necessary, I'll have to play along.
I've got your back. If there's one thing we could do to make this whole situation even worse, it'd be messing up with you.
Yeah, that would have been a surprise. If we walk into his base right now, we risk Reza lashing out with his weapon. If we want to resolve this peacefully, observation is probably the best way to go.
I guess we won't need Dayzee there for that, though.
True enough.
Alright, Dayzee, you stay here and wait for further instructions. We may need you at a moment's notice. Don't do anything without us telling you to understand.
Okay.
Alright then, let's go, Sebastian.
After you, Chief.
And Maverick, good job.
Thanks, Chief. Shortly after they vanished, Maverick also turned to leave. Okay. So, last time we said I'll do it. Let's see what happens if we let him go in.
Alright.
I watched as Bryce made his way to the front door. Looking around, I scanned the windows of the front of the building for any sign of movement. When Bryce reached the door, I wondered how he would make his entry. Would he be quiet and sneak around, hoping to find Reza unprepared? Or would he barge in and rely on his strength and speed to apprehend him? Though shortly after Bryce opened the door, an earth-shattering sound echoed through— What? What? Bryce! Oh no, he's hurt. Isn't he hurt?
I can't believe
He's dead? Oh, I fucked this up. Oh, I fucked up bad. Okay, that's my bad. Okay. I don't, nope, don't like that.
I can't believe he's really gone. I'm sorry, Dayzee. I just don't know what to say. All the responsibility falls on me now, and Reza's still out there somewhere. This case is just beyond our capabilities. We were already at a bare minimum before this, but with Bryce gone, I just don't know what we should do now. I've already requested help from one of the other cities. I hope they'll send some good investigators our way as soon as possible. At least we reclaimed everything that was stolen. Well, except for the eggs. I don't want to have to explain to the parents how their children were
Killed in the explosion. I fucked up so bad. I fucked up so bad, y'all. I should have gone in. I should have gone in. Ah, fuck me.
Of all the generators were just sitting inside. It makes me think that Reza must have left in a hurry. And we got so close to, it was his hideout, for crying out loud. He probably just saw us approaching and left before we even had a chance to apprehend him. But you know what? We can't stop now. If anything, this has only proven that he's even more dangerous than we thought. If Reza can make bombs out of generators, who's to say where he'll use them next? We have to stop him, Dayzee. Are you with me?
Yes.
Regardless of Bryce's death, we have to try our best to proceed with the investigation for his memory and for the sake of the town. At least Reza doesn't have any generators for now. All the stolen ones were accounted for inside the building. Alright, let me see what else we have. When we searched the building, we found more than the things Reza stole. We also found this bloody bandage.
Do you think that's his?
That's what we need to figure out, but given all that we know, it probably is.
So he's wounded.
We know he was injured during the fight with his first victim, but whether this is from the same room or something else, I don't know. In any case, you should bring it to the lab for us to find out more.
Sure.
Next, we have a witness who reported hearing loud bangs during the night. We'd like to send someone to make a follow-up visit. You'll need to confirm the witness statement, then see if he has anything new to share. Also, now that we have reclaimed your PDAs, we're going to send them to the archive for analysis. Since they have experience with human artifacts, they're better suited to do this than any of our departments.
No problem.
In any case, I'll just leave everything here until I get to it, so feel free to do these tasks as you wish. I know it's laughable that we don't even have a free hand for simple errands.
Don't worry about it.
Anyway, I should get back to the investigation now. I'll leave the stuff for you here, and I'll take care of the rest when I get back, alright?
Sure thing.
Good luck, Dayzee.
You too. I killed Bryce. Fuck. Okay. We did the witness and the eggs last time, and since there's no eggs, and we already talked to the witness, take the bandage to the facility, I guess. When I approached Anna's lab, I saw her sitting in the hallway, the door to her lab wide open. Hey, Anna. Oh, it's you. What's going on here? The police came and raided the place. What? Why? It's a long story, and I'm not going to tell it now. Is it bad? I don't know yet. I'm not sure how they expect me to work in these conditions, considering I get assignments from the council and the police. And then they both turn around and mess up the place as if it's part of their job. It doesn't make sense to me. Someone's going to hear about this, and there will be consequences, I can tell you that. Anyway, what did you want? I'm just here to drop this off for you, courtesy of the police. That's what I'm talking about. Mess up my place and then ask for my help. Something isn't right here, and I'll get to the bottom of this. What is this, anyway? I'm sorry, it's a bloody bandage for analysis. It's related to the Reza investigation. Alright then, I'll take it. Not for the police department's sake, but for yours. Don't let me hold you up. I'm sure you have places to be. Well, see you then. Yeah. Aw, at least she does this errand for us. Like, she's nice to us now. Visit the witness. Okay, PDA. I see you, baby. You're my baby and I love you. But you're a baby. And you gotta stay down there where babies go. Doesn't look like Remy's here. Oh, you are handsome as hell. Okay.
Excuse me.
How can I help? Can I help you?
Do you know where the audio section is? I am looking for some sheet music.
Sorry, I have no idea. I don't even work here.
Don't worry about it. The staff all seems to be hiding somewhere. Anyway, have a good day.
You too. Maybe Remy is somewhere in the back or in his office. Hello? Oh god, it's her. You know, this section is usually for staff only. I'm just looking for Remy. I'm supposed to drop off this PDA. Well, he's not working today. Apparently he has other engagements. If you need to find him, you could probably do so at his home. I can't just leave the PDA here. Oh, I'm not going to take responsibility for this if it gets lost. If you want to drop it off, go find him. Bitch. Okay. By the way, I hope you don't take it personally that I tried to send you away. To be honest, I'm glad you're still here. Remember, I said I believed in you when you told me your side of the story. Anyways, I always have to do what's in the public's best interest. And now that they will not blame me if you have any connection to Reza, I hope you understand that. Here's Remy's address in case you need it. Thank you, bitch. It's you. I don't think it's a good time for your visit right now, though. I just came by to give you this. It was already at the library, but Amira refused to let me drop it off there. I see. Oh, it's one of your PDAs. I was really looking forward to this. Well, here you go. Thanks for coming by. Enjoy! Thanks for all your help. Now that facility has received a bandage, maybe we'll discover something new. I'll take care of the remaining tasks so you can take the rest of the day off. I'm sure you'll have better things to do than helping the police department. It's not a problem, really. My trip to your world wasn't supposed to be a vacation. Alright, I'll see you next time. You too. See you. Huh, an empty message? Let's check on the next one. There's another long pause as though something was wrong with the machine, but then I heard Anna's voice. Hey Dayzee, I'm not sure why I'm even calling you about this, but it seems like you wanted to hang out last time, so call me back if you feel like it. If you don't want to, then, well, whatever. What's that all about? I guess she's here. Oh, is she okay? Hey, Anna. Hey. Hi. What's going on? You sound pretty worried on the phone.
worried. If I was worried, it would mean I'm afraid of something that might happen. But I'm way beyond that. I know exactly what's going to happen to me. It's over. It's all over. Oh, is she getting fired? What are you talking about? First they came to my lab, and now they went to my home, too. Who did? The police! They raided the place! They have a warrant and everything! Oh, I already know that they have all they need to convict me, and I'm going to die in prison. Oh, no! Why? It's because of those tests I did on you. You will die in prison because you looked at my fingernail under the microscope? I'm a bit confused. Why don't you start from the beginning? Alright. This goes years back. You already know half the story. I was a brilliant mind who had skipped years in school and was on the fast track through university with an incredibly lucrative career in front of me. You wouldn't believe the offers I had based on all my accomplishments. I was still in school and I already solving problems that no one had even touched before. I had so many awards lining my shelves that new ones just went straight to the trash. I didn't need them, I just enjoyed the challenge. Besides, I couldn't care less what some old people thought about my work, as if I needed their approval. I was already more than any of them could have ever dreamed to be. The next problem I was going to tackle was an incurable disease. I started my research, but on an ironic twist of fate, I ended up contracting that very same disease myself. Whether someone had been following my health and safety protocols as well as they should have, or if I was just unlucky, I'll never know. But the reality was, I now had a disease that was treatable but not curable. That sucks. Despite having helped an incredible amount of people with my work, I was now the one who needed help. Yet there was no one who could help me. No one but myself. I was already planning on working on a cure anyway, and what better reason could there ever be than doing it to save myself? I told no one about my affliction and set out to do what many others failed to. Any materials I needed to start my work were easily acquired just by waving my status around. I had free reign over my lab. I could have even gotten assistance if I wanted to, but I knew they would only be liabilities. I even had a few good leads for ways to combat the disease, though the ones that I chose to pursue were not exactly legal. Not without prior approval by the counselor. My research was promising, though. And while I submitted the paperwork, I knew that these things always move slowly. Being pushed through these various boards and committees could have taken months, if not years, depending on how generous they would be. I couldn't afford to wait that long. I was working against the clock. So while waiting for the paperwork to be approved, I had already started with my work. I fully expected them to approve it eventually. How could they not, given I was tackling an incurable disease? The method I was going to use was not necessarily a new one, but it was controversial. It didn't even cross my mind that anyone would object, seeing as I could cure thousands, if not millions, of future people. But I was younger then, and a little more naive than I am now. In the end, my whole project came crashing down in flames. The proposal that I was sure to be approved was ultimately rejected, putting all the work that I had already done into jeopardy. I had already made good progress at the time, too. After the rejection, there was going to be an inspection of my workplace in order to determine the progress I had made on the project, which they assumed had been within legal bounds and didn't include the controversial things outlined in the paperwork. Of course, that meeting was just going to be a pretense because I knew there were already rumors going around about what really went on in my lab. In the end, I had very little warning. Thankfully, I managed to dispose of the most lamps evidence before they arrived. They found proof of my wrongdoing, but then, since they didn't find any evidence of how far I had already proceeded, I was able to deny most of their accusations. Using the controversial method when it hadn't been approved was still seen as a very grievous offense, however. I was charged and sentenced harshly, though the sentence was suspended due to their lack of evidence. With all I had done for them, they knew better than to take away my license, and I was able to continue work in other areas under the condition that it was within council-owned facility. I see. So I assumed all those tests on me were against whatever condition they had set for the suspended sentence. Exactly. Why didn't you do things the proper way and wait for the paperwork to clear?
Before my paperwork would even get through, you'd be long gone. Using you as a test subject would have been a process that the Council will have to discuss with humanity. As such, there might have been another trade agreement and who knows what else. I just didn't have the time. Quite frankly, I don't even know how much longer I have left. This is my death sentence. Aww. You thought my test would help you find a cure? And that's never going to happen now! How'd they find out so quickly? It's not been that long since I came to your lab. It wasn't just those tests, there was Reza too. But Reza told me he didn't give you any blood when you asked for it. Because that's not what I got from him. This is my life we're talking about. Do you think I didn't spend hours on the ground in the hallway of the facility after Reza's first visit trying to find a stray hair or something else I could use? Or that when I gave him that first generator, I didn't try to graze his skin just enough so I could salvage a few skin cells. How'd they find out about all this? It was Damien, my assistant, that piece of shit! He was blackmailing me. Why? Because he was jealous of me, jealous of my success. He found out what I was doing with the stuff I could salvage from Reza. I didn't mind giving him what he wanted there, I just wanted to live. When he died, the police searched his apartment and found all the evidence he had on me. And now everything is coming down. I will be punished to the fullest extent of the law and I will die in prison. My work will forever be tainted, not that I care about that when I'm dead. Do you remember that childhood friend of mine that I told you about? I never wanted to end up like her, but it seems not even I could do anything to escape that fate. Maybe I deserve it. Maybe it's my punishment I have to die like she did, because I left her. Now I spend my last days bedridden in a prison cell, and no one will come to visit me or care. And you know what? With the data I got from you, I might have actually found a cure. I don't want to cry in front of you. I don't want the attention or the pity. I don't want it. I didn't cry back when I was diagnosed, and I'm sure as heck not going to cry now. You have cancer. How did you know that? I saw your treatment plan when I was waiting for you on our date. What? How dare you look into my personal belongings? Hey, I wouldn't have if you didn't keep me waiting. So what? That doesn't give you the right to look into my stuff. It just happened, okay? Now you show your true colors, Dayzee. You are just as dubious as our government. They kept talking about how they care about everyone, and yet that wasn't what happened to me. It's the backwards rules and traditions that now determine that I die. And the same rules and traditions that would make them worship you because you're some stupid old legend. You know it, and you used it to your advantage to arrange this one-sided trade with us. That wasn't me. It doesn't matter if it was you in particular or one of the other humans. You still work for them, don't you? You look into things that you shouldn't, and Reza does whatever the heck he does nowadays. Why did I even come here today? To have another knife driven into my back? I'm just not sure why I ever expected anything different from you. It's not like that at all. And really prove it! Where I come from, we could cure cancer. If you came with me, you can. Or are you saying if I went back with you, if you smuggled me out, you could cure me? We have the facilities. If we have the power from the generators we asked for, we could. Are you kidding me? Because if you are, no, it's the truth. Maybe we can work something out. I'm sure humanity would not object, or maybe we could just give you the technology or the necessary method. We already cured cancer. There's no need for you to die. Why would you do that for me? You know I didn't care about you. I just wanted your blood, your data. Just anything that would help me save myself. That's exactly what I'm going to give to you. Why? Nobody else has ever cared about me. People are always willing to use my research, but I was just a machine to churn out results for them. And that's why all the rewards were for.
I admit I was selfish always, yet I did great things. At least that's what everyone kept telling me. You know, after the whole affair back and suspended sentence, the rumors about me never stopped. Did they warn you about me? Tell me to stay away? I'm sure they have. Why are you still here? I didn't listen to them, I guess. Just like you. The Council, Damien, Remy, they were always sabotaging me. If everyone just left me alone, I wouldn't even need your help. Why couldn't everyone just leave me alone? When they gave me the manager position in the facility, that was just to distract me even more. Giving me free rein over the lab, I'd be tempted to do something I shouldn't. How could I not at least try? One of their oh-so-important founding principles is how every individual is important. That's clearly not the case with me, at least they never show it was. And now I can see just how different you are. You're the only one who came to me willing, without any ulterior motives. Or did you? You invited me, I just took that invitation. Just to use you. And you still came back for more. You let me do all those tests on you, show you could play like a pro, but you sat it out for me. I owed it to you. You don't owe me anything anymore. So what? Maybe I won't have to die after all. If you could cure me, I'll give you whatever you want. I know there's politics involved, and I know it might not ever happen. But this is my last straw, my last hope. I'll do what I can. Thank you. Anyway, enough of that. I hope you don't mind me hanging around here. My place still looks like the police raided it. Oh wait, that's exactly what happened. Do you need help cleaning up? No, I could pay someone to do it later. I just don't want to be there right now. Nice apartment you've got here, by the way. Not as fancy as mine. But this isn't bad either. I guess the council treats you nicely, huh? Hey, it wasn't my decision. You're such a VIP, aren't you? I can't be that important if your apartment is nicer than this. Besides, after your rhetoric about being wild and all that, when we went on our date, I assumed you were more the type of person who just lives in a hole in the ground. That's not what I said. I told you I can appreciate all kinds of different experiences. I could survive in the wild if I wanted to, though. Do you want to know what I did on my last vacation? I just started walking in a random direction. I spent a week in the wilderness before I came back. That must have been an adventure. I wouldn't be able to do that without tools. I could give you some tips if you like. Nah, not sure if I'll ever need them, but I guess it could come in handy. Actually, there's one tip should take care of everything. Let's hear it then. Just be a dragon. Then you've got everything you need and don't have to rely on tools and other stupid stuff. That's a smart... That's a very persuasive point. Yeah, that's super helpful. How do you think I'm supposed to do that? Not my problem. Actually, can you tell me about your advances in genetic engineering? Maybe you can make it happen. My personal ones? I was speaking more of your society as a whole. But if you have personal experience, that would also be interesting. We could do so much if we wanted to, cloning, genetic scrambling, or hybrids of various species. Heck, we could even create new species if we wanted to, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Tampering with genetics is not allowed. Why? Our enlightened society does not see the value in it. Besides, you know our creation myth, right? What about human creating you? Yeah, that's the one. It's the only one we have. Anyway, we are not to tamper with the perfect images after we were created. What would those be? The belief that each species was molded for a particular task or a particular role in our society. Really? Some of them aren't even wrong. It suggests certain species should go out in certain jobs because of their naturally higher aptitude in those fields. Can you give me an example? Well, let's just say, everyone can join the police force. You'll never be the flyer on duty unless you belong to a species that can fly. That much is given. I was talking more about if there's any sort of discrimination, for example. You could say so. These structures can be pretty rigid places, especially when the council is concerned.
They really like to employ the members of various species in their traditional roles. Ironically enough, the perpetual nuisance you know as Remy is a revolutionary case where that didn't happen. In which way? By the council aside, partially one who works in the archives is usually a member of our species with more dexterous hands. You can't really expect a four-legged species to do that kind of job well. And he doesn't. He's really been a disaster. He's becoming the laughingstock of the whole town. When Remy initially got the position, there was a lot of controversy about the subject. Some liked it, some didn't. I thought that for Amira, politics were a popularity contest. Doing something controversial and diverse like that doesn't really fit that image. She wasn't like that in the beginning. It certainly caused people to remember her, though. And now that people know her, she's changed her attitude a bit. It was a good move because it kept her on the spotlight all the time. She's using it to gain popularity now. So she just likes the attention? I don't know why she does it, and frankly I don't care. You'd have to ask her yourself, but I doubt she'd tell you. I wouldn't expect honesty for someone like her. Politics have always been so messy back home. Scandals, arguments, lies, they were everywhere. We do get the occasional scandal from time to time, and of course there's always rumors. You can't really make people stop talking. In a way, I'm glad we don't have all that anymore. Why not? At some point, it just gets tiring. People get loud and argumentative, and those are supposed to be our leaders. That's not something people would like here. If you're a council member who wants to be popular, you don't engage in that kind of behavior. That sounds like a nice change of pace. Not necessarily. It also leads to reluctant arguments and sweeping issues that should be talked about under the rug. You know what? That just doesn't jive with me. They like to preserve this fantasy of peace and harmony in our society. For me, it's just a fake. People pretend to be something they aren't to conform because they don't want to stand out. They become faceless puppets, like drones in a hive or cogs in a machine. What kind of world do we live in where speaking one's mind is seen as bad? I never held back now. What kind of world do we live in where speaking one's mind is seen as bad? I never held back. Now say where it got me. I bet some would argue it would be easier to conform then. I could never do that, and besides, I don't want to. There's a thing called integrity, and if there's one thing society needs, that's it. Now you're starting to talk like a politician. If that's what your politicians sound like, maybe they aren't so bad. Sometimes I just want to walk up to some of ours and shake them until they wake up and accept the truth. What is the truth? I'm a scientist. Truth and facts are empirically valuable by science and tests. After all, the tests I do in my job are to find out if assumptions are true or not. I suppose if you ask different people, their definitions of the truth would be very different. What's truth to you then? I'll share your view actually. There aren't nearly enough people like that around here. You do seem to like talking about this kind of stuff, though. I'm not an ambassador for nothing, you know. You're an ambassador so you can discuss the nature of truth with different cultures. You know, if you ask the wrong person, these kind of discussions could turn very ugly. I'm certainly here to learn about what you think. I'm certainly here to learn about what you're thinking and how society works on a deeper level. Of course, I wouldn't walk up to someone on the street and start talking. Maybe you should start talking with someone in social studies, then. Not necessarily. Even if someone like that gave me their opinion, it's still important to hear the people's voices themselves. Okay, anything else you want to know? How much do you really like me? That's not the kind of question I was expecting. You called me when things went down. You say you don't really know anyone else. So what? Is it really that hard to admit that you like someone? You know me a little by now. You know what I'm like. Whether you're looking for, you know I'm not that kind of material. Not even as a friend? You want to use emotionally laden words to describe our relationship. We've met a few times, and that does it for you? It's not about me. Before anything happens to either of us, I just want to know. You want me to tell you how I feel about you?
Even if something happened between us, you know it's not made to last. You will go back to your own world, and I'll probably spend the next few years in prison. You wouldn't like the commitment anyway, would you? True, I would let something like that hold... True, I wouldn't let something like that hold me back. People don't like me, and I don't like people. That's how it's always been. Right now, though, I'd have to say you're probably the person I hate the least. That's something, I guess. And also, I can't deny that you have a certain exotic quality about you. Now you're talking. But enough about me. You've put up with me for this long. It can't all just be your own unselfish kindness, can it? I don't hate you too. I guess we feel the same way then. You know, this might be our last opportunity to do something. Why not make it worth it? Hell yeah, are we gonna smash? Is that a yes? Yes. She strode forward, reaching out with a claw before she hooked it to the neckline of my shirt. Oh, hell yeah. We gonna smash! What are you doing? Well, we have to take these off, don't we? We gonna smash! Ha ha! Not like that! You'll ruin them, I'll do it. Alright, so fussy. Another free day, yay me. Woo! Ha ha! We smashed. Ooh, fireworks time. If I did everything right, and I know I did her. So alright, I did it right. We're gonna have Anna, and it should be the good ending. So let's go. That must be her. Hi, Dayzee. Looks like you're ready to go. I didn't think you'd want to go to a community event like this one. And I think it'd be fun with the right company. With that argument, we could just stay here. I haven't seen the firework in years. With all the crazy shit that's happened to me recently, maybe they'll be a reminder of better days. Better days? You don't usually talk about yourself like that. It's just because I don't give a damn anymore. Who cares if you know that about me? Who cares if the entire town knows? I certainly don't. These days I'm just trying to make the most of whatever is left. Alright, let's go then. After a few minutes of walking, we arrived to a rather empty-looking area near the edge of town. So much for the whole town being out to watch the fireworks. Yeah, I'm not going to those places. I'm kind of a celebrity, you know. Really? For better or worse, people know about me. Of course they would, given my intellectual status. Or maybe you just don't want to be seen with me. No, that's not it. Actually, it would be quite fun. There'd only be another reason for people to be jealous of me. I think it's starting. We waited quietly as the stillness of the night enveloped us. Soon I heard the sound of the first rocket making its way into the night sky, after which it exploded in a patter of colors. More rockets followed, their thunderous noise echoing throughout the land. So pretty. Suddenly, a terrible realization hit me. Considering how public of an event this was and how everybody would watch the fireworks, now would be the best time for Reza to make his move. Not only was the village basically deserted, but the sound of fireworks would also overshadow any gunshots, giving him as much security as he would ever need. As the portal had been repaired by the mysterious person I met, now was the perfect time for Reza to make his getaway, and I was the only one who knew. Anna, I think we need to go. Now. Really? The fireworks just started. I know where Reza is. We need to stop him. Speak for yourself. This isn't my responsibility. That's fair, and I will let you stay here. This is much bigger than you. Are you going to help me or not? Alright, just for you. Whatever you want me to do, fight him?
I'm not sure if that would be such a good idea. I want to try talking to him first. If you could buy us some time, maybe I could get some help. That would be perfect. He'll be at the portal. Let's go. Oh, and she's a runner. She could totally get more people. I arrived at the portal just a few minutes later. I couldn't help but be glad it was still turned off, and it didn't appear to be used recently, but it meant Reza was still here somewhere. I looked around thinking about where he could be, or if it was worth waiting for him here, when I saw something out of the corner of my eye. Hesitating, I drew nearer. Oh, he still dies? But I thought, aww. I checked Sebastian's for any sign of life and found nothing. However, his body was still warm. Reza was here very recently, but he hadn't used the portal just yet. Why? Sebastian's guard post was not just for portal itself. Sebastian's guard post was not just for the portal itself, but also for the surrounding area. Since Reza was already here, he probably had some unfinished business very close by. The underground building. The administrator told me about the prowess of the generators within. It probably hadn't been hard for Reza to guess the same, or to try stealing them from a place he knew would be even more deserted than the rest of the village was right now. He also didn't have far to go from the portal. All things considered, it was the only option that made sense to me. I could have waited for Reza here, but in the end I decided it would be better to meet him underground. If there was going to be a confrontation, I was sure to have their advantage with a more crowded space. Even in the darkness, it was easy for me to spot the site where they had unearthed the building's entry, as it was in a roped-off area that I had seen from afar before. When I entered the building, I was met by a long, illuminated hallway that was lined with doors on both sides. Since the lights were already on, Reza had to be very close. I wasn't surprised at the building still having electricity, since its generators were also powering the portal. Suddenly, one of the doors opened and out came Reza carrying a large cardboard box. When he spotted me, he set it on the ground.
Dayzee, you're here? You don't know how glad I am to see you. I've wanted to talk to you for so long, I even tried to contact you, but I couldn't with someone tailing you the whole time. But talking can wait. Now that you're here, we've got everything. Come on, help me with this and let's get out of here.
No.
No, what are you talking about?
I'm not doing anything until you answer a few questions.
You want to talk now? Sure, why not? We've probably got a few hours if we wanted to. None of them will disturb us here. We can even get the backup generator as well after we send this one over.
When did you realize we were in the past? How did you know about the comet?
I've known for a while is what I wanted to talk to you about when we were met at the portal. How about you?
I only recently found out.
Looking back, it just seems so obvious to me now. I'm not sure exactly how you figured it out, but there are so many damn clues when you think about it. I mean, how could a supposedly completely different, independent civilization speak the same language as us? What was this supposed to be? An alternative reality? No, it was just a different time. When was there anything resembling these creatures on Earth? It's not hard to make the jump from dragons to dinosaurs when some of them look pretty damn near and identical to the dinosaurs we knew about. And then there's also the prehistoric fruits, the plants, and the fact that their technology level is nearly exactly the same as our own past society. But we don't even have to think that abstract, you just need to look at the sky. The sun, the moon, even the stars are the same. Constellations change over time, of course. But you know we could account for all that stuff. You could have just pointed our PDI at the sky and it would have told you the time period, including the intimate threat of being eradicated. You could even see the meteorite in the sky and how it would change its position day after day.
Are you done being condescending?
I guess so.
You killed those dragons, Reza.
What a brilliant deduction, Sherlock.
Why did you do it?
Do you really need me to spell it out? I thought better of you. After I found out the truth about this place, I knew just waiting for the generators we were owed was not an option anymore. It would have taken who knows how long, but I didn't intend to stay here a day longer than necessary. You wouldn't believe how hard it was for me to acquire some generators. Some of the dragons didn't go down easy.
Duh!
But who cares that they got their generators back at Stoll? With just this one, we won't need any of the others.
How could you do this?
How could I do this? Let me ask you this. What harm is there in taking away their generators when their whole civilization will be gone in a few weeks anyway? The ones I killed just died a little earlier than scheduled.
Piece of shit, still.
Even if that creep hadn't shown up and interrupted our meeting, we wouldn't have had the time for them to make the generators for us.
How about we don't let them all die?
They aren't going to be extinct anytime soon if that's what you're concerned about. I paid the hatchery another visit before I came here. With the right persuasion, I think we'll have plenty of reason to keep at least some of them around. Bodyguards, border patrol, weapons, even as pets or companions, as long as we make the necessary changes.
You're a piece of shit.
See, it's not as bad as you might think.
I'm not going to just abandon them like that, only for their whole civilization to be wiped out.
Get your priorities straight, Dayzee. Next, you'd rather starve because you suddenly empathize with a steak. And you're not satisfied with just starving by yourself. No, you'd let all of us starve because you want to impose your morals on everyone. Since when do you think that you have any say in this? You know why you're here. What you're proposing is treason and you know the consequences. Personally, I don't mind if you want to stay here. You know I don't care about corporal punishment. Just let me through and you can do whatever you wish.
I can't do that, Reza.
I see how it is. They have told me they need this generator to stop the coming, huh? And now you've become their lackey. Don't tell me you've been drinking up whatever they've been telling you. You know they have as much of a vested interest in this whole thing as humanity does, that I and you do, or at least used to. Do you think they wouldn't do the same thing if there was families on the line instead of ours?
Their entire world is on the line.
They live in perfect harmony with perfect green energy source and no reason for war, conflicts, yada yada. We had that too, and you know what happened? Then, of course you do. This is such an idiotic trope, you know. Random person meets weird natives, learns their ways, and ends up saving them. What do they need you for, huh? Maybe they're going extinct for a reason if they can't even save themselves.
You could argue the same exact thing for us after the solar flare. Fuck you, Reza. You know of their suffering, yet you will let them have it.
I don't care what happens to them, but unlike you, I was trying to save humanity.
At any cost.
We have the solution right here, and you don't. We have the solution right here, and you want to get philosophical now. Don't you think we deserve it? They've had it for who knows how long. Now it's time for us.
Not like this.
Do you think I like it? If there was a different way, I wouldn't have spent the last few weeks doing what you're doing. We don't live in a fairy tale world of yours where there's a perfect solution to everything. You should know that. Just being here for a few weeks must have messed you up. I think I know why. You got too used to all the comforts they have here. You don't actually care if they all die back home, do you? As long as you can stay here in this perfect little world of yours, you have discarded everything and everyone back home and replaced it with this. Maybe it's because you don't have a life back home. I can even understand that a little. Of course, it would be nice to just stay here. They have everything we don't. But just being here also reminds me of everything I hated about our world as it used to be. The pettiness, the politics. Say about the solar flare what you want, but it leveled the playing field and gave people like us a chance to make a difference. For all of our efforts, what did we get? A vote that was meaningless in a sea of stupidity and lies. And now everyone has to pull their own weight. We make the rules. You of all people should understand. Of course they wouldn't. They haven't experienced how it is. To live in a world like we do now, to see the world burn and everyone you know die around you.
And because I have, I won't let the same thing happen to them.
How many do you think died back home in just the 2 weeks you've been here? Because we don't have the proper power for hospitals, huh? Do you think those victims are worth mentioning? Or do you just care about the few dragons I killed? Our city is the last bastion of civilization in a world where there is nothing left. Maybe you've forgotten about them, but I haven't. How many of us you think will still be there in a month, a year?
Or are they just a statistic to you? The same could be said for the dragons. What do you want to do? Talk me down from doing this and then what? It's too late anyway. You think they're just gonna let us go after what I've done? Fat chance. Whatever you may think, you'll find that our leaders back home agree with my course of action. Why are you telling me this? Because I expect you to join me. Fuck off. That's not going to happen. You call yourself an ambassador. This generator is the only thing we need for our city to survive. How can you argue about this? The dragons also need that generator, and I'll do what is necessary to stop you if I have to. So that makes you the judge, jury, and executioner. What a wonderful set of morals you have there, Dayzee. We only need to wait until the comet has passed safely. You think you could stop a comet? You need this generator to do that. Sure, and if your plan fails, not only will this world be gone, but we also lose any and all hope to save our own. We are so close now, we can't risk anything by waiting for your crazy plan. When back home they are dying by the minute, I will not let you. You only want to save your own two-faced hide because you don't want to face the fact of the consequences of what you did. Crazy laugh. What are you laughing about this? Why are you laughing about this? Because it's a joke, it must be. I'm the one with the gun and you thought you could just waltz in here and lecture me. Listening to you was fun and all, but the grown-ups must go back to work now. I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't stop me now anyway. Maybe I can. Suddenly, Maverick and Anna appeared next to me. You planned this, didn't you, Dayzee? Traitor! And to think I let you distract me with such a cheap trick just because I thought there was still a shred of humanity within you. Within you? Oh, no. No. He pulled his gun, not sure which one of us he should be aiming at. Just let me go and I'll forget this thing ever happened. You've got 6 bullets for 3 people. Do you think you can really do that, Reza? Do you think that this is worth risking your life for? I've been risking my life for this every day the last 2 weeks. What did you do during that time? Sip champagne in your nice apartment? Besides, this generator and the whole building came from our time. They belong to humanity! Suddenly, the administrator came out of the shadows in the hallway behind Reza. No, they belong to me! Confused, Reza spun around, aiming his gun at the newcomer who's slowly walking towards him. Who the fuck are you? Freeze! I said freeze! Want to waste your bullets on me? Feel free. You can't stop all of us. If you say so! Oh, no. He pulled the trigger and the administrator fell to the ground with a dull thunk that knocked her mask off. Oh! The administrator was a girl. Oh, shit. My bad. She did! My first instinct was to run away as Maverick started charging. So did Anna and I. Maverick was fast, pouncing on Reza before he had a chance to aim at any of us. He was knocked to the ground. Maverick embedded his teeth in the body before him. Reza was screaming. He aimed at Maverick's head and frantically pulled the trigger twice. The jaws dislodged, and Reza aimed his gun in my direction. Out of nowhere, Anna tackled me, shoving us both out of the way just before Reza unloaded the weapon in our direction. Both of us were seemingly unharmed, and by the time Reza reloaded, Anna was already up again and running towards him. No, don't hurt her, girl! Just as he raised his arm to aim at her, she jumped and collided with him, causing him to miss his target wildly. She was on top of him now, raising her hind leg before slitting his throat with one large claw at the end of it. Immediately he slumped, blood gushing from his wounds as he helplessly squirmed on the ground, and horrible distorted noises left his severed windpipe. After a few seconds, his movement stopped and Anna returned to me. Oh. You got what you deserve, bitch! Oh no, is Maverick dead though? Are you alright? Yeah. We went to check on the others, but both Maverick and the administrator were dead. Oh, damn. Maverick! you weren't as shitty as I thought, and the administrator... She didn't deserve that. In the weeks that followed, the dragons prepared for the comet. I, on the other hand, spent more time with Anna as she opened up about her condition. When the time came, the dragons executed their plan, and by utilizing the underground building's generators, the comet was ultimately diverted and never hit Earth. Thank God! Even after they recovered and the power was restored to the portal, I knew that I wouldn't be able to return to my own time, as the administrator, Izumi, had deleted the coordinates. I needed to return home when she repaired the portal a while ago. While she had her own reason for doing this, it meant now my only options were to stay here, or use the portal and the coordinates she had entered to travel back in time and return to the day of my arrival in this world. However, I wasn't very concerned about this at the moment, as I spent my time in this world accompanying Anna on her journey. For her help in stopping Reza, she was awarded the highest honor the council could bestow on her, citing her bravery and exceptional service to the community. As a result, the case against her was dropped and she was cleared of all charges. Yes! In the months that followed, I was with her during her cancer treatments. I could only watch as her condition worsened by the day. By this point, she was living in hospice and had become thin and weak, as her disease had eroded her both physically and mentally. No. What did the doctor say? Who cares what the doctor says? I know he sugarcoats everything. It's not going to be long now, or else I wouldn't even be here. I'm not sure if there's any sensible way to ask this, but we're talking about less than a week. Besides, I'm the only one who's dying here, not you. No reason for you to be so upset. She looked away from me as I saw tears welling up in her eyes. And to think that in your world you already had a cure for cancer. How pointlessly tragic. And yet here I am, being what I never wanted to become. Aww. No. But at least I'm not alone. Aww. A few days later, she passed away quietly in her sleep. The council held a funeral in her honor, which I didn't attend. Now that I had been with Anna until the end, I had a decision to make. I could either stay here and accept this outcome and all its consequences, or by using the portal and Izumi's coordinates, travel back in time and return to the day of my arrival in this world. This way, I could get the chance to try again. No doubt, it would be a risk to relive this roller coaster of emotions. After all, I would have to go through all the events and their dangers again. Maybe it wouldn't be worth it. But maybe it would be worth it. Oh, fuck! Anna died anyway? I'm glad that she got to kill Reza. Reza's son of a bitch. Like, what he got was too good for him. Too good! Why'd the administrator have to die, though? And Maverick! He shot him in the head twice! That's fucked up! How is that also considered the good ending for Anna? Nothing about that was good! Aww. You suck, by the way, Damien. You suck. Okay? You're on the level as Reza. Alright? You suck balls. And not in a good way. Can't believe I thought you were handsome for a minute. Alright, so that was the good end. I'm saying it with these because that was horse. But, anyway, there should be something on the main page. You have seen what lies beneath the mask, quite revealing, isn't it? Oh, hey. Nice. You have received your first good ending. How is that good? You have seen Anna's good ending. Oh, wow. Oh, look, it's Anna on the page. Is that a gun? Yeah, the gun's over there. But look, Sebastian and Anna are there. Aww. And it's dawn. Well, that's it for Anna's good ending. I will move on to the next dragon good ending in the next episode. If you like what you see and you want to see all these into completion, please leave a like and subscribe so you can see my content in the future. Also, while you're here, if you have any game suggestions or you want to say hi, leave it down in the comment section below. I'm Dayzee Hyena, and I'll catch y'all in the next vid.